Welcome everybody. I bow to the indwelling spirit residing in all of us. And I'm going to speak to you today about this Revelation book, Babaji the Lightning Standing Still. This book is the inspiration of my life and all I've been through in my search through the ancient caves and temples of Hindustan, which we now call India. And I have given my experiences in this book of how I met the great saints and sages in India, and also of my experiences in the Himalayas, where I call this land the land of the Hamsas, the land of the brave. For it is here that the most wondrous beings dwell, beings who we may not even conceive of. And it is these beings I have brought to the fore in this book. So this book is, the main purpose of this book is to let you know and make you aware that you as a world disciple are heading towards a Shangri-La. You as a world disciple are heading towards your own perfection and are to form the future civilization which is to come approximately 400 to 500 years from now. It is the new civilization, the brave new world, where all of you shall have been perfected, the perfect human race. The sixth root civilization. All of us are now preparing to evolve ourselves into this perfect civilization of the sixth. We are now the sub-civilization, the sixth sub-civilization of the sixth root civilization. They formally say the sixth sub-race of the sixth root race to come 400 to 500 years from now. And there are means and ways whereby the perfection of the human body, mind and soul may be had. The perfection may be worked towards. And this is by scientific methods and patterns of breathing, scientific methods of stilling the mind, of meditation, and very pragmatic and scientific methods of experiencing the core of your inner being as an ecstasy of expanded consciousness. Dear souls, you are not this house of flesh and bone which sleeps, decays and dies. You are immortal consciousness, Lord of the earth and the skies. I have said this. So people ask me, what's in it for me? I tell them, what's not in it for you? Your own divinity is in it for you. Your own divinity is in it for you. Your true self is in it for you. The highest pursuit which humankind ever thought of is in it for you, in this book, and more so in the techniques thereby. I have written in this book about a wondrous being called the lightning standing still. He about whom naught may be said. These are some of his titles. the non-being essentiality. I have given a holographic account of this wondrous being. He is very enigmatic, very simple, yet very elusive. And yet he breathes through the breath of humanity. So lofty is the being that I have mentioned in this book, that the spirit of his nothingness fuels the existence of our creation. It's mind-boggling, yes, it is. And it is he who, after the Holy Trinity, stands his position, sitting by the fountain of light and wisdom. He drinks not of it, but is ever watchful of all the civilizations and humanities come and gone, lest one of us lose our way in the trackless desert sand. He goes there and he retrieves us. Every soul is retrieved, and not by force. Then he lets you go on your own free will to find your own path, laying before you the apt and proper means to achieve your necessary ends, which is self-realization, attaining to your own perfection. I have also mentioned definitively that in this book, who this being is, whom we called Babaji. I have compared him to other lofty beings and mighty archangels and mighty sages of. He is known as the sage of all ages, for he is deathless and timeless. He cannot die. And even those who with the utmost of sincerity travel the Garhwal regions of the Himalayas in India are still fortunate enough to receive his blessings. So this is one of the most definitive books which have been written about the mystery of the being called Babaji. The second uniqueness about this book is that there are many people practicing different types of yoga. Raj Yoga, Gyan Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Karma Yoga. These are the four main yogas. Then we have Lay Yoga, Mantra Yoga, Tantra Yoga. These different types of yogas. Yoga means the union of the individual consciousness with the infinite consciousness. And the practice to achieve this union between the individual and the infinite consciousness. So where do these systems of self-evolution have their origin? Where do they begin? This I have mentioned in my book, Babaji the Lightning Standing Still, and specifically pointing to the science, the ancient science of Kriya Yoga, which is also called the Kundalini Kriya Yoga. This has originated in the ancient teachings of the being called Babaji. He has his ancient teachings, and that's where it is originated, and Kriya Yoga has taken the best from all these traditions and all these yogic techniques and practices. These are two important factors. In it you will find ways and means whereby you can contact a true master, and ways and means whereby you can learn the proper techniques to unfold the living consciousness in you. New life awakening, whereby you can find earth peace through self-peace. This is very important. I have also mentioned that if earth peace is to herald the dawn of the new age, we must all realize that humanity is our uniting religion. Breath, our uniting prayer, and consciousness, our uniting God. This is the true meaning of yoga. It's all about unity. Come, Unity, humanity. Community, humanity. And that's all. With this, I've given you a fairly good idea of what the book is about. Now, I would invite certain question answers and try to satisfy your queries. Whenever you have to, it's a nice cozy little place. I believe it's very old and has ancient background, historic background. Yes, so now anybody would like to ask questions? Yes.
In one of your videos, you mentioned that when Jesus went to India, he had a guru there. I think you mentioned his name. Can you speak a little bit more about this?
Yes, he had a guru, and this guru was the person who taught him the science of meditation and yoga. And afterwards, Jesus spread this work and practiced it himself. Because there are many paintings and artifacts of Jesus still in India, in Jagannath Puri, in Kashmir. Telltale signs are there, carbon dating proofs are there that his sepulchre, tomb, is still there in Kashmir. It is called Isabel.
Isabel.
Yes, and where
What is the name of?
Isabel is the name of the place where he was buried, and it was carbon dated to the same date, because he travelled twice to India. On his second journey, Mary couldn't make it, so she was not able to make the trip, and she passed away on her journey back to India. And Jesus was in India at the time of the great emperor Harshavardhan, and they have seen the glories of India at that time, and travelers like from China were also there. They also traveled not only from the Middle East and from Israel and Palestine, but also from China. Huing Sang and Fa Hein, they came and described the glory that was India. It was at its peak. That's about from 60 BC to about, say, 120. This book is a collection of written text, carbon dated facts, my own meditative experiences, like I have said and I have stressed, because I want to make the book a book. I'm not forcing anyone to believe it or not believe it. This is a product of my heart. And I have tried to make it as scientific and believable as I possibly can. Right? That way, if you ask for historical and scientific evidence from the Bible or the Quran or the Gita, you may not be able to produce it. So in the spirit you read those holy books, read this, the book for the modern age. This is the book. And a lot of it is based on the scientific calculations, the world cycles and the world calendar of 311 trillion years. India was the mother and the source and a beacon of light for knowledge and wisdom to the whole world. The Mayans came about 2,000 to 3,000 years later. And therefore it is said that they also picked up some of the calendar from the great Indian calendar, which I have mentioned in the book. I have said that these divine celestial beings, these holy angelic beings, like to give you an idea, like Saint George and Michael and all, they are also kings in the Indian pantheon. They are called the Manus, the Vivaswan Manu, the Vaivashvat Manu, these great rulers. But they are not human, they are celestial. So I've given an idea of the calendar, that each of these kings has a reign, not human kings, divine, celestial kings, for 300 million years. There are 14 such kings. So 300 million multiplied by the reign of 14 becomes 4,320,000,000 years, which is one day of our Creator. One day. 100 such days of 4,320,000,000 years make a year of our Creator. And 100 such years of our Creator make the lifespan of creation. 100 such years, which is 311 trillion, 120 billion, 420 million, thousand million years, or 420 million years. This is the lifespan of creation, and therefore the lifespan of our Creator. In the book I have also been careful to mention that we as a creation are an infant creation, because we are only 13.7 billion years old. And the total lifespan is given by the great Indian calendar and calculated by lofty beings like Varaha Mihir and Parashar and the Dev Rishi Narad and Asura Maya. These are very lofty beings, almost, leveling themselves, talking face to face with the gods, the ancient rishis. They have calculated this great Indian calendar, out of which I think the Mayan calendar is calculated at 5,000 years. They've given calculations. Here we've given it for 311 trillion, 120 billion, 420 million years. Right? So this is the lifespan of our creation. It will finish, it will expand to its capacity, be in the still, and then get into the crunch, the contraction. And therefore, it is also the lifespan of our Creator. Now, in the Creator, in the Trinity of Father, Son and Holy Spirit, or Shiva, Vishnu and Brahma, Brahma is still the loftiest of evolving beings. The other two are perfected, they are gods, they cannot evolve or devolve. But he evolves, and the whole of creation is his body. And when the whole of creation collapses, that is said to be the great delude, or the great finish, the finishing of creation. So this has been mentioned in the book also. It's very interesting. It's a great revelation of the wealth that India has to offer, humbly offer to the world. A religion which has found its traces 20,000 years ago. Of course, the little religions are very keen on teaching us what we should do and what is what and all, like, Islam or Christianity. It's very sweet, like a 5-year-old boy telling his dad, "Dad, you know nothing, come on, I'll teach you how to do it." That's how it is. And India is so vast, it accommodates everyone. It absorbs everything, and yet has something more to give. So that's what, any more question? The next question. If the questions come thick and fast, our satsang will be interesting. We can have the bookstall rocking.
Forgive my ignorance, Gurunath.
Ignorance is bliss.
In my case, ignorance is a thorn.
It's a thorn.
It's a thorn. I have many questions, but as I sit here, the one that comes to mind foremost is you've mentioned that at level of consciousness we're all one. I am assuming at level of consciousness we're all one. That's the energy of the Supreme, Shakti. And yet beyond the Shakti, there is the vibration, the Creator. Now, what I'm trying to understand is, yes, I understand the concept of yin and yang. Why would the Supreme seek the assistance or divide himself into Shakti in order to manifest the creation as he sees fit?
Why would you come here?
Why would I come here? To hopefully step a little bit closer along the path of knowledge, away from absolute ignorance.
So he must be doing that to step a little closer to us.
But you see, my argument.
If I didn't answer this way, you've asked about creation. This may take me 100 years to answer.
Well,
so now I'll tell you something. Firstly, the sequence we have said is not right. It is not after consciousness that there's energy and Shakti and Yin Yang. They all come first. Vibrations come first. Consciousness is a vibrationless state. It's beyond. The energy or Shakti is consciousness. Yin and Yang, the energy or Shakti it is energy. The energy, the transcendental matrix, the mother, she is vibration and she is in the creation. And the consciousness is beyond that. So, the energy and Shakti and Yin Yang are all in the scope, what is called of the divine mind. We also call this the transcendental matrix of the mother. The transcendent matrix comes from the Sanskrit word matrika. Matrika means the great mother, the transcendental mother. That means she is an undifferentiated sheet or an homogeneous fabric of light, almost merging on lightless light. When everything in the earth has dissolved, you, me, the sun, the plants, the camera, the earth, the glass, the metals, everything, they become subtler and subtler. And they transform themselves into the ultimate matter, which is light, beyond which they can be transformed into nothingness. Nothing else. So when they transform into light, the whole homogeneous fabric or undifferentiated light is called the divine mind or the transcendental matrix of the divine mother. And when she through permutation combination moves in waves, then creation is created in permutation combinations. And Shakti goes forth in her celestial dance, creating the stars and the moon and the skies and the whole of creation. It is so. But beyond that, there is a nothingness. Because to get into that nothingness, I've just tried to describe it in words, but I failed. Then beyond the energy and the Shakti and Yin Yang, there is a state we go into. At the level of consciousness, humanity is one. To get into consciousness, then stiller than stillness itself. Then stiller than stillness itself. With bated breath, I do behold. Then with stiller than stillness itself, with bated breath I do behold my rising self-sun's nectar gold. I dissolve in that mystery untold. I can't tell it. I can't speak of it. I can't speak of God. There are no words to describe Him. The mortal tongue, the human mind has made no such words, ever, anytime, anywhere, hereafter or before, to describe that which is the supreme reality. That I have taken to be consciousness. So at the level of consciousness, humanity is one. And therefore in the American Constitution it's written, all men are created equal. Excuse me, how are they created equal? I'm seeing 3 men here. They're different. You have a different moustache. He has a moustache and a beard with specs. You have no specs. He has some crutches to style up. He looks like an injured sportsman. A black jacket, beige colored jacket and a shirt. He has a kada in his hand. You have none. Your colors of shoes are different. Your nature is different. Your smile is different. Your nose and eyes are different. How are all men created equal? So maybe Franklin has done this. So I'd like to, with all due respects, tell Mr. Benjamin Franklin, look, whoever's done this Constitution, I think he did it. Please change it to at the level of consciousness, your soul essence, humanity is one. Not at the level of nose. At the level of eyes, humanity has the same eyes. No. At the level of brain, I mean, I would envy to have some of your brains. Right, Alok? It would be an envy, but we can't have it. It's your God-given gift. I write what is true. I write what is deep. If you can dig it, well enough. Otherwise, read some simpler books. and then climb step by step to this book, well, you'll appreciate it. It's more of a reference book. You can't read it in one shot and throw it away. You've got to go again and again.
I am going again and
Yes.
again, and I'm still having problems. Gurunath, forgive me yet again. Consciousness. I'm trying ever so hard to come to realization of the consciousness. I practice every day, and wavering mind gets in the way constantly. But beyond that, are you? Well, clearly, I'm wrong in believing and assuming. It's an assumption that Shakti is consciousness, and yet the Brahman, the Supreme God, is beyond consciousness. My understanding is, in order to reach the Supreme, I'll have to become self-conscious. Once I become steadfast in my consciousness of myself, that would be half the battle won.
Yes. You'd realize yourself as pure consciousness,
Yeah.
and not a body, not a perishable body or a mind, but a divine soul.
Now, last weekend I went to another satsang, and it was, my question there was, I found it, I didn't get the answer I was seeking, and yet I was going there to seek not a particular answer, but an honest answer. My question was, in this age, yes, Krishna has mentioned in the Gita, it's the age of Bhakti Yoga in order to reach the Supreme. But I find that through raising one's energy, one's vibration, through meditation or concentration, hence consciousness, how, this may sound silly to the majority of the people here, and it'll be hilarious to you, Gurunath, but how do I cut corners in order, how I can raise my energy levels? I am making attempts, failing abysmally, but how can I raise my level?
Firstly, get a master who is
I've
enlightened.
been searching, Lord.
Well, if he's sitting before you and you're still searching, you're missing the mark from a very close shot. I mean, you're missing it right from here. You're trying to throw a knife at me or a ball at me, you're missing. Well, if you get the correct guidance, you see, you can't do it on your own. One blind man cannot lead another blind man. They'll both fall in the ditch. Then practice the necessary means to cut corners. There are ways, to speed up your evolution. That's what Kriya Yoga is all about. 1/2 a minute cycle of Kriya Yoga is equal to 1 year of natural spiritual unfoldment. That is your answer. That's why the first book I've written is the Babaji, the lightning standing still. Then I'm writing about the technique that he gave. Babaji, the lightning standing speed. Kriya Yoga, the lightning standing speed. That's how fast it is. You're there before you get there.
I've got both the books here.
No, you don't have the lightning standing speed.
No.
It's not
I have
written as
the
yet.
Babaji and I have the Wings.
Wings to Freedom. But the third
Wings to
book is
Freedom.
on the techniques, which
Okay.
I'm writing, and how to, in your words, cut corners and leave a lot of ritualism behind and a lot of tapestry behind, and get to the point and really unravel the beauty of your true self. There are techniques to do it. And Kriya Yoga is one of the master techniques. It's called the lightning path.
And to confess to make a confession here, you asked why haven't I seeked the master. I am pleading with my guru, as it were, and it's Hanumanji, and I'm seeking signs, guidance from him to lead me to my guru.
Okay.
And I'm still waiting.
So he knows best. Then don't argue, don't be impatient.
You see?
Just have implicit faith and you will get your master.
I do have faith.
Sometimes Hanumanji has sat before the person, and there are many cases where they've seen through him and pushed him aside and gone ahead, still seeking for Hanumanji. There was a small boy. He was very interested in finding a true guru. So he rushed up to the hill and he said he saw one man sitting calmly under the tree. It was under the tree. He had a wonderful, peaceful aura. His eyes were blazing fire. And it was wonderful. And he had an otherworldly look. And he said, tell me, you're the wise man of the town. I want to meet my guru. and I have no time. Tell me quickly where I should go and find my Guru. He's looking at him straight in the eyes. So he smiled and he says, okay, you will find your Guru. He says, I'm going on my search. Tell me, I have no time to waste. So he says, then he ran off. Then he saw another man and he kept searching for years. Then he saw another man. He had a lovely aura, but he didn't have the fiery eyes. Then another man he searched. He had the fiery eyes, beautiful aura, but didn't have the perfume around him, for which was told that there will be on these gurus. So he went searching back. And then he came back, and one day he heard there was a man on the hill, and the tree, he was sitting there. And when he went to meet that man, he saw everything in him. The blazing, smiling eyes of God, the beautiful perfume of the heavens, and the lovely aura, and the serenity. And he looked at me. He said, you're the master who I met first, who sent me on this huge wild goose chase. And you're this thing. He said, yes, my son, because you hadn't the eyes to see. You had eyes, but ye see not. You have ears, but ye hear not. And he said, you are too much in a hurry to see whether I had those qualities which I described to you. And not. So he came back to the master, and he sat there, and then he got enlightened. So don't miss the boat. Hanumanji came here today and said to you, I am Hanumanji, and I tell you, follow me. You'll say, what nonsense? Hanumanji doesn't have the beard. Hanumanji doesn't. But then if I come to you and I transform myself in the dream to Hanumanji, that would do it. Because you need the connection. So you will get that connection. But I would say, don't wait for it. Tell Hanumanji I'm taking a secondary guru. When you tell me the other one, in the meantime I'll get on with my evolution. Get on with the job. Next question. Anybody? Next question.
You've just answered my question. Thank you. Thank you. All my doubts, you've just mentioned it there. Thank you.
Next question. You'll get many signs, not one. Just leave the mind. You put the hands of your mind on the eyes of your soul and cry that you cannot see. Take away the hands of your mind from the eyes of your soul and behold yourself as divinity. Taking away the hands of the mind is the practice of Kriya Yoga. Yes, next question.
In ancient Indian texts, it refers to a kingdom called Kumari Kanda. It refers to...
I have mentioned in my textbook about what?
No, not in your text. In the ancient Indian text in South India, I believe, they refer to a kingdom called Kumari Kanda, which sank. It's a bit sort of pre-Atlantis.
Achha?
It's called Lemuria. Some people refer to it as Lemuria.
Okay.
Can you say anything about that civilization?
Yes, of course. There was the Lemurians, and there were the Hyperboreans, then the Lemurians, then the Atlanteans, then the Aryans, of whom we are all the sixth sub-race of the mother fifth root race. We're the sixth sub-race who will now form the sixth root race. That is the connection. That's where you're heading for. There where you have to practice Kriya Yoga. So don't look back, look to the front. You are the future. You're going to make the future. And you're going to spin the solar system around. Keep practicing Kriya Yoga. Waste not. Let not precious moments slip by. Seek now the ultimate truth. Wherever you can get the truth, grab it. Don't waste even a single moment. All the whole world is full of fluff and froth. You get nowhere. And by the time you get old, you want to do it, it's too late.
What question would you like to be asked?
What question would I like to be asked?
Would you enjoy being asked? Yeah.
I would enjoy hearing the sound of your breath flowing in your spine smoothly, and you making your way to God. Let us not tarry by and ask questions like looking at the reflection of the moon in the pond. The better step would be to look directly at the moon. The even better step would be to get in the rocket of Kriya Yoga and go to the moon. Land on it. Be an arm strong, and a heart strong. That's what you should do. You have to take the first practical step. This is important. If you don't take it now, it will be too late.
Can I just one final question, Gurunath? You said let's don't waste time. time is precious. How
In
long will it-
relativity at least. Otherwise
in
there is no-
relativity, even better. How
there
long
is
will
no
it take
time.
for you to initiate me as your disciple?
How long will it take? You have to join us in one of our programs.
Lovely.
As I'm here, I'm taking a program now. My itinerary would be, I'm taking an advanced chakra program on the 20th of this month. What is the date today? 17th? 18th. On day after tomorrow, but that is not Kriya Yoga program, is it? Then after that I'm taking another program in Rome. I'm going to Rome to take a Kriya Yoga program. There's one. After Rome there's one in Lago di Garda. Then I'm going to the States because people have to take it at the high tide. When I come back from the States, I'll be coming in October to the island of Sardinia. And Sardinia is a good place to take the Kriya Yoga initiation. If London offers no other time, which I think we finished with the retreat, how come they were not informed?
I was informed.
Huh?
I was
Oh,
informed.
then wait. Then there's no.
We were.
My brother,
You missed the boat.
he missed it. I was there.
I missed the boat
I was there.
Hallelujah.
because
Michael Rowe, the boat is sure.
I was waiting for Hanumanji to guide me, and here I am now.
We did warn him to come. And
See, Hanumanji will come and talk to you and all, but he can't come with his tail and the face and all because London town will be very upset with this. And they might put him in the zoo. He will come to you, you have to know. Yes,
On a bit of a tangent,
Sardinia, October.
when you talk about vibration, what are your views on music? Because music is, I guess, you could say just vibration. What are your views on music in sort of the life path? Is it something that's helped you?
A lot. Music opens the lotus of the heart. It opens your devotion. And if you hit the right note at the right time, you can go into what is called a bhava samadhi. Music is one of the most beautiful gifts that God has given us. Most beautiful, most joyous. And in the ancient times, why doesn't this gentleman? Why don't you sit down? Yeah, but you can sit down and do it. It's not a high-tech thing. You just start it. It starts. You click it on. Yeah. Because then I can see these people. I can't see them because you're standing here. Yeah. Sit down. Doesn't matter. I'll manage the camera. I've managed so many of these that I just blink and it's off. Put your eyes open and it's on. Yeah. So there are more people there. Do any of you people have any questions? Right through the glass, right through the laughing Buddha. See, be like China. They made a fiction a fact. They've given you a big fat figure of a laughing Buddha. The true Buddha is forgotten, and they're talking about the laughing Buddha who doesn't exist. That's marketing. That's awareness campaign. Soon you'll all be saying ching chong chow 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 chow, and you won't know it. But the only worry is we must market the proper things. This is important. And not let it go in the hands of inexperienced people who will teach you and then you will be in a soup. Yes, vibration is good, music is good. Laya Yoga, it comes in Laya Yoga. And Bhakti Yoga, devotion. Open the petals of your heart and let the light and love flow through.
Thanks.
Yes, any more questions?
Gurunath, beyond our practices and the path, what would you recommend for us to do to become closer to Babaji?
Besides your practices. See, besides your practices, what I would recommend is to be in harmony with nature. Eat the fruits of the season. do in Rome as the Romans do in London as the Londoners do, regarding to eating the fruits of the season, living a natural life. This gets you in harmony with nature. Think less, experience more. Think less and experience more. Be in the feeling zone. Let yourself be, give yourself a chance. Be in the let go, just let go and relax. It'll happen. The inner fire is burning. Just let go, let the mind unwind. You must unwind the spring of the mind. The moment it unwinds, you will get more experiences, higher experiences. It is the tense mind, the overthinking ego mind, thinking that it knows all, is what comes in the way. That's what comes in the way. So let go and allow yourself to be healed by nature. But your practice you must keep up. Yes. And all this which I am saying is all devotion, all bhakti yoga. Bhakti yoga doesn't only mean chanting and singing. Bhakti can be done through concentration. Bhakti can be done through meditation. Bhakti can be done through a game of football. Bhakti can be done through your daily office work. Your dedication to the job is your bhakti. Totally undivided, sincere and honest attention to what you do is devotion.
Many of us have experiences that we could say that are supernatural, etc. Would you be willing to describe an experience that you've had? You must have had many experiences, but would you be willing to share?
If I tell you the experiences I've had, you won't buy my book.
Just one.
That's why I'm here. That's kept sealed. You see?
One that you would share, perhaps?
Well, I'm having an experience of you now, and I can see the aura around all of you. You have a great potential and you are divine beings. And you are the miracle. For me, you are the miracle. Look at your wonderful faces and the aura around you. Look at your charming smiles. And often I wonder, I say, my, what a phenomena the human being is. If I had to dismantle you and lay you out piece by piece and reconstruct you, I would require a factory space of 100 square miles. That's the miracle that you are. And no man has created man. A full man. Of course, by degrees and thing, it is by birth that you become and get a man created. But this is all God's doing, the divine. So the experience, our greatest miracle on earth is the human being. He has done so much and then ultimately he just passes away as nothing. And another gets up to take his place, no less a person. But do you actually die? No, you don't. For you are the immortal soul. You just cast your garment away. Your body is like a garment in karmic web enthralled. So you have to, the main thing with us is now, we are all a product of a mistaken identity. We imagine ourselves to be the perishable body and mind, whereas in reality we are the divine. And now to make the shift, to change the gestalt, we have to practice Kriya Yoga. That I am not the body which sleeps, decays and dies. I am immortal consciousness. That's the reverse which we have to do. That's what Kriya Yoga does. Because in the practice of Kriya Yoga, the practice of Kriya Yoga, we say that the soul is tied to the body by the cord of breath. Kriya Yoga unties the cord and releases the soul to merge with its super soul, God. That's what Kriya Yoga does. Therefore, practice Kriya Yoga and know your true identity and true self in this very life. Take it at the high tide. Take it at the high tide. Otherwise you'll be floundering in the shallows all your life. Take the wave just before it breaks, I don't know in London whether they do much of this. Not like California or America. But they must be going surfing and out on the ocean, on the waves. Do people surf here? Towards the edge? Or they know not many beaches around London?
They go to Cornwall.
Cornwall.
Cornwall, yeah, Newquay. That's where they do the surfing.
They must be doing surfing, yeah.
It is. Can you enlighten me? When in my teens, I had an experience, and if it's foolishness, please tell me so I can put this to bed. I found myself in a vision. The vision was such that I was completely surrounded by that which can only be described as smoke or cloud. It was from horizon to horizon, above and below. Completely everywhere I look, even beneath my feet I was standing on this smoke. But with the grace of God, I was given a barrier to hold on to, and I remember looking at my clutches, my hands, and they were white because I wouldn't let go. I didn't know where I was, I didn't know what was happening, but I do remember that experience, and it's remained with me till this very day. I don't know.
That was the message for you. Unwind, let go. The moment you let that go, you would have got the experience. That was an identity crisis. You didn't want to let the I go because you'd be dissolved in the abyss of the white mist, which was the pillow of God. So I don't have any experiences such. Many people have had my experiences. It would be better if somebody told the experience they had of me rather than me. I have very little experiences, but people say I appear to them physically in broad daylight, I appear to them in their dreams. I cure their diseases. There are thousands of people who've had experiences. On YouTube they've given testimonials also. But me as an experience as such, I don't have much experiences. I'm so absorbed in the peace within myself. I don't find it necessary to have any experiences, except to serve you all and see that I drive the message home. I know my task is a hopeless task, and this in the larger scale is a failed experiment, because the human children are very stubborn, and they have the curly dog's tail which will not listen. It will come up and up again and again. So the quicker they practice Kriya Yoga, the better. Still I'm plodding on, I'm making an effort. Very few people, can come to the spiritual path. It's a very sorry tale. And therefore we were seeing, so they got very happy, so I was nearing 7 million to 8 million hits on the YouTube. Then somebody opened up the YouTube of Lady Gaga, and they say, look buddy, don't sleep, here's where humanity is at. She had 2 billion hits. Can you beat that? Lady Gaga, a mad person, oxymoron. Don't put that on YouTube. She has many fans, they'll all come after me. Maybe she has something intellectual to offer or something, I don't know. But that's humanity, that's where we're at, and we're trying to teach them something beyond. So we have to simplify it and take them. So she is the most popular person, maybe after Mickey Mouse or President Kennedy or something. Gaga may be the third in number. I don't know how many hits Obama has. Cameron must be having very few. not much. Or who else is there? Who are the popular ones? Okay, I'm taking the last question now. Is there anybody who has any questions? And I'm going for the book signing. I think all of you have already seen my YouTubes and have my books, but if there's anybody interesting, I'll move over this side, right?
Yeah. There's a question to ask.
You have a question? Where were you? Where were you all this time?
Yeah, I was hiding, nervous coming up actually.
Okay.
Just some clarity on something, on one of the meditations that I've had recently, which was...
Which meditation are you talking about? The ones we give or some third?
It's not what you get. It's through
Then you should ask the person concerned who gave it to you.
Yeah, it's through...
It's not my place to interfere in a meditation given to you by someone else.
It's more the experience I've had.
Okay.
I was in an hour-long sitting, and my whole body just tingled, went through very, very intense vibrations, an amazing experience of just light, and I was just in awe of this immense feeling, which just I haven't been able to forget since. And I was wondering, well, hopefully some clarity on what that was. I can only think it was just some kind of transcendental experience.
Yeah, when you break a state, a barrier, and you go into a higher, subtler state, light ushers you into that state. Light ushers you. So these are beginning stages, but it's a very blissful state. So you have been blessed by this light. God in the form of this light. So you should keep doing the practice that you do.
Thank you.
God bless.
Can I ask, it's quite a privilege to have you here in London and for us in the room to be here in your presence. I'd like to ask if it's possible that you give a prayer to everyone who's attended, perhaps, for us. Is that possible?
I can give you two prayers. One is a personal prayer, which you can say, a mantra in English, a British mantra. It doesn't have to be in Sanskrit, and then I can give you one for humanity. So say the British mantra. You see, this is to turn you around. You have been hypnotized into thinking you're a corruptible body and not the divine soul. I'm trying to make the turnabout and dehypnotize you into making you realize you're divine. So every night, 5 to 10 times before going to bed, and you're sleeping, do this. Fold your hands. Do the yoga. Fold the hands. Like this, like I'm doing. Can you do that? And say after me. As you sleep, say this. It'll give you the true identity. You find your true identity by this mantra. Say after me. I am spirit, I am truth, I am love divine.
I am spirit, I am truth, I am love divine.
This body-mind, a dream of mine.
This body-mind, a dream of mine.
Now put your hands down, relax your body. Now say after me. I am spirit, I am truth, I am love divine.
I am spirit and truth, I am love divine.
This body-mind, a dream of mine.
This body-mind, a dream of mine.
I am spirit, I am truth, I am love divine.
I am spirit and truth, I am love divine.
This body-mind, a dream of mine.
This body-mind, a dream of mine.
I am spirit, I am truth, I am love divine.
I am spirit, I am truth, I am love divine.
This body-mind, a dream of mine.
This body-mind, a dream of mine.
I am spirit, I am truth, I am love divine.
I am spirit, I am truth, I am love
I am spirit, I am truth, I am love divine.
I am spirit, I am truth, I am love divine.
I am spirit, I am truth, I am love divine.
I am spirit, I am truth, I am love divine.
I am spirit, I am truth, I am love divine.
I am spirit, I am truth, I am love divine.
And then go to sleep. This will purify you so much that you'll be shocked at your progress, your improvement. Because it's identifying, you see, if you identify with disease, you shall be diseased. If you identify with spirit and love and truth, you shall be spirit, love and truth. And great masters like Babaji himself has said it, Gautam Buddha himself said it, the Christ said it, that if you dwell on light and love, you shall become light and love. If you dwell on decay and death, you shall become decay and death. So please choose. So every morning you get up, say this. I said it 7 times. 3 times with that you're not the mind, and the last 4 times positive. Do you get it? So this is one thing. This you should say while getting up and going to bed every night. I got it? How many like this? And it's simple. Raise your hands. When you pray for earth peace, we have a meditation called earth peace. This is in all my books. This is for the world. Humanity are uniting religion. Say after me. Humanity are uniting religion.
Humanity are uniting religion.
Breath are uniting prayer.
Breath are uniting prayer.
And consciousness are uniting God.
And consciousness are uniting God.
Remind yourself of this every day. Expand yourself. Oh, I'm a Hindu. I'm a Buddhist. I'm a Catholic. I'm a Church of England. Don't be narrow. Have your religions. I'm not saying don't have it. Have your little cushy corners. But expand for earth peace through self-peace. Say humanity is our uniting religion. That's what will get you. I'm not saying there are no other religions. But this seems to be the biggest religion because it's about humanity. Don't you think so? It seems to be the biggest prayer because everybody prays with the breath. The Buddhist, the Hindu, the Christian, everybody. From the commoner to the royalty, everybody breathes. Once I was going through my training I was in a Catholic Christian church, Church of England. So I said, Church of England, Jesus. I said, I won't go to church for 2 days, 3 days, let's watch what happened. I didn't die. Then I said, okay, this is not the prayer I want. I tried to hold my breath for 3 minutes. I almost died. I said, this is my prayer. This is the prayer of humanity. That which you cannot do without, not doing which you will die, that is your prayer. Does it make sense? That's the prayer. Okay, with this, I bring to a beginning this chapter where all of you will be inspired to evolve your consciousness into the divine. Om Anandam Anandakara Prasannam Jnana Swarupam Nijabodha Rupam Yogendra Midiyam Bhavarogya Vaidyam Shrimad Gurum Nityam Maham Bhajami. Om